Hey
Hi.
guys, what's up? I'm Angel,
I'm Carly.
and she's a little sick. We're getting over cold, so sorry if we sound like little boys in this video. That are starting puberty. Not little boys, but you know, it doesn't matter. We both worked together in this shitty ass place, and we had, oh my god, like,
It was so bad.
let's just say I fucking quit. I literally
Just
quit this
recently.
job. Just recently because I'm fucking tired of it and I'm fucking tired of their shit. So we're gonna talk about the stories and everything. This might be a part 1 and a part 2 because it's fucking long.
There's a lot.
And yeah, we're just gonna tell about how this shitty place treated us so crappy. Before we get into the rest of the story and start, hit the subscribe button below and the notification bell next to it so that you're notified that there's a new video up when I post, which is very rare. It's at least weekly, okay? At least once a week. So, yeah. Do that below right now. And give this video a like and share with your friends if you enjoyed it. Because, yeah, I think you might enjoy this shit. Because I fucking didn't. We're going to start with her because she got more of the shitty end of the deal. Like, I started before her. I, worked there over 2 years. And, at first, it was a pretty cool place to work at. I mind, but they started choosing favorites and more different managers started coming in, like newer ones, and the older ones left.
There's this one particular manager that I used to work with, and he was like super quiet and weird, and then sometimes he would be like, hey, you ever play Pokemon? And I'm like, no. And it was just like really weird shit. Him and I could talk about comic books, but then like there would be days where he would just like look at me and just be like, and like walk away, and then he would be really talkative all of a sudden.
Yeah, he'd be the same way with me.
Well, one day I come in and there's this new product, a basket that you can put your popcorn in. I had never seen it before, and I was like, oh, what's this? I'm like looking at other employees, and I'm like, what's this? And they're like, oh yeah, it's some basket people can buy and put their popcorn in. I don't know how much it is. And I'm like, great, well, we'll find out when somebody asks about it. I figured I won't worry about it because all the managers are always running around doing their own shit, not listening to us or helping with our questions. So I'm like, I'm not going to ask until I need to. So I have these 2 ladies come up to me, and one of them's like, oh yeah, I need like 2 tickets for this movie. Also, what is that basket? Oh yeah, I don't know. It just came in today and I've never seen it before. I'm like, I think I heard somebody say that it's like $6 to buy, and then you get refills, but each refill is like $3. But I'm not sure. I'm like, I know I'm wrong. So let me go ask a manager. And I turn around and there's that same manager who's really awkward. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, you know what? He's right over there. And you got to get his the XD tickets from him anyway. So I'll just give this to you and you can ask him. They're like, great, thanks, baby. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So they take the basket and go over to him. And then I hear, as I'm helping another customer, that bitch needs to get fired. And I was like, oh, what? I'm like, I know they're not talking about me. I know they're not talking about me. And I'm like counting out my customer's money. I'm like, there you go. And try to get him out of there. And he's like, I hear the manager go, all right, hold on one second. He walks over to me and he's like, Carly, come here right now. And I'm like, first off, you don't fucking talk to me like that. I'm not a dog. And I walk up, I'm like, what's up? And he's like, did you tell these ladies that this bucket was like $3 and then all their refills were free? I was like, no. No. And the one lady was like, yeah, you fucking did. And she's like screaming at me and like saying, I need to get fired. And the other lady was like talking to her friend, like, it's not that big of a deal. It's okay. Calm down. It's just popcorn.
Right.
And she's like, no, I'm fucking pissed.
Bitch, go to Dollar Tree and get your own fucking bag of popcorn and profit.
Stop being so fucking crazy over fatty food anyway, you fat fuck. Anyway, so I'm like, no, I said, I think I heard somebody say it was around $6 and then the refills were like $2. And he's like, that's not even close. And I'm like, well, that's why I told them to ask you, because I even told them I was wrong. I knew I was wrong. I heard it from a secondary source who is not reliable.
Right.
And I was like, so I told him to ask you because I knew I was wrong. And he's like, you need to get your shit together. And I'm like, I was ready to pounce on this motherfucker. I was ready to draw blood on that bitch too. Like, I am not kidding. Like, I was ready to fight. But like, I could feel my face getting red, like, from holding in the anger so much. And I look at him like, all right, we're done. And I walked away. And he's like, sorry about that, ladies. And like, the bucket ended up being like 9 something. And the refills were like $3. I wasn't that far off the first time, but still.
Right.
But like, and then I'm over there helping other customers, and he comes over, like, being all buddy-buddy with me, and he's like, so, like, I was watching this one cartoon, and it was just really funny, and I literally am staring at him with my mouth agape. I'm like, it was bullshit. I fucking hated working at that place.
Where do I start? Okay, so I'm just going to start with, like what she was saying with that manager that said, get your shit together. We always talked and stuff, and we would talk about weird stuff that I was like, I don't really want to talk about, but it's fine, whatever. Being friendly, I like to talk to people, you know? And I was in the XD theater cleaning on the floor that night. I was cleaning the XD theater, and then I had to go to the break room afterwards, because I was a closer that night. And somebody left the usher keys in the, on the top of the XD theater, and if you don't know, that's a very fucking high up theater, so no one wants to go in there to look for him. And the show was about to start, so no one would be able to go back in there until the show is done. Well, I grabbed those, I'm going to the break room, and as I'm going to the break room, I bump into that manager. And I say, hey, well, these keys, like, they were in the XD theater, I was wondering if you wanted to take them down for me while I go and do the break room. And he was like, why can't you take them down? And I was just like,
Dare you ask?
well, I don't want to forget them up here by any chance, because I know they're going to be needed, and for the other duties to be done, like bathrooms and stuff, you need those keys. And so he's walked off, and I was like, I didn't say, like, I didn't explain why. I was just like, oh, it's fine, I'll take him down. And he walked away. I started doing the freaking break room and all the other shit, and then I come out because there's no paper towels, so I go into another closet to get some. Bump into him again, right? And he's like, are you, like, playing around up here and just not doing your job? Like, what are you doing up here? And I was like, I'm doing the break room. I'm scheduled. And he was like, oh. And I was like, yeah, I'm not
bitch.
playing around. I'm doing my job. I gave him an attitude, but, I'm going to, if you're gonna sit there and fucking accuse me of shit when I don't do it. I've never given him a reason to think that I don't do my fucking job.
Right, you never played around ever at work. Whenever we did work together, she was always, like, on top of shit. Even if I was talking to her, she'd be like, hold on a second, and, like, walk and go clean something.
Oh, yeah, that happened. There's plenty of times that he was a fucking asshole to me, but whatever. There's a couple people there that picked favors. Like, there would be moments of time where I would be, depending on who was doing the schedule, they would give me my hours that I asked for, because they know I got fucking rent to pay. They choose favorites because, and I know this because I would always go up to them and say, hey, can I, get more hours? I need more hours. And they would just be like, yeah, of course. All you have to do is fill out another availability form and stuff, and when you can work, and then we'll give you as many hours as we can. And so I did that, and I was getting the hours that I asked for, but then that scheduling manager broke her leg, sadly, and she was the scheduling manager, but she was out for I don't even know how long, maybe about a month or two. Somebody else took her place, and like she's pretty cool, but she just seems like, she chooses favorites. Like, she'll be friends with only certain people. And other people, she'll talk and she won't be a bitch to you, but she doesn't, when you ask for help or something, she don't give a fuck. Like, she's just like, yeah, I'll help you, but she, like the scheduling, I asked her to help, like, schedule me and give me as many hours as possible over and over and over. I changed my availability from open to close, and she would not give me hours. She would probably give me, like, 2 days a week, if that. And I had to start picking up other people's shifts because I was like, I can't fucking do this. There was another manager that came in. There was a time where he was like, oh, you're going to do the break room, right? And I wasn't scheduled that night. And I was like, well, so-and-so is doing the break room tonight. I'm leaving like now because I am off. I'm at the closer. And then he was like, well, somebody better do it and it better get done. And I was just like, what?
Not your problem. You're leaving.
And another manager came up and he was like, she's not scheduled, so she doesn't have to do it. And he was like, oh, okay. Like, you didn't take my word for it. And for the freaking finale of there's another bitch, and she's always been a fucking bitch.
Me.
There's times where she wasn't even manager, and I'd be off my freaking shift, and then she'd be like, Angel, come here. And I'm like, okay. And I'd go over there, and she'd be like, you can't show PDA in the theater with a uniform on. Like, one, I'm off the fucking clock, and two, my ID tag is not on. I can do whatever the fuck I want with my boyfriend, wherever the fuck I want with my boyfriend. Period. And I was just like, I'm not even dealing with it. And my boyfriend was just like, what the fuck? Like, why can't I put my number on? Like, which
She did that, like, when we went to the movies together. I went to the movies with Angel and her boyfriend one night, and when we were walking away with the tickets, that same manager who told her she can't do PDA at work, we're walking away with the tickets, and then she goes, Carly. And I turn around, I'm like, yeah, what's up? And she's like, come here. And I was like, okay, this is weird. I'm off the clock. What the fuck do you want? And so I'm walking up. I'm like, yeah, what's up? And she's like, and she looks over at Angel and her boyfriend, and she's like, never mind. I was like,
get that shit.
right.
I still want to know what the fuck that was about.
Me too.
So yeah, so you can see that she has some kind of fucking problem with me, right? Well, I guess there's a manager, and love him, fucking love him. Shout out to you, and we can't say your name because
You know
that's
who
illegal.
you are, though, and I love you.
Love you so much. But, so what happened was, when I call off, it's not often, but I ended up getting sick to my stomach, and I felt like I had to throw up. And I was at work, and I had to leave early, and I went up to this manager that was my manager for the night, and I was like gagging. I was like, I'm gonna throw up. I gotta leave. Like, right now, I gotta leave. I'm getting sick, and I don't know why. And I just thought I had like a stomach bug overnight or whatever, because, you know, my fucking luck. So I threw up in the toilet, and then I left, right? And like the next day, I was like still throwing up, and like just thinking about it makes me want to throw up. But I just kept like getting sick, and I didn't know why, and I lost appetite, and like I just didn't feel right, and I ended up going to the doctors of the urgent care a couple of times, but I had to call off, and when I called off, this manager who we've been talking about, she answers. She's like, well, do you have someone to cover your shift? And I was like, unfortunately, no. And I know you do have to have someone to cover your shift, but sometimes it doesn't work out. And I medically felt like I needed to go to the hospital or the doctors. Something definitely was not right. And I was fucking right. And I was telling her that. She's like, okay, well, you need a doctor's note. She kind of had an attitude, but she was a little annoying. It's fine. It's fine. I don't care. Whatever. That's fine. So hang the phone up. I go to the doctors, and they say I have kidney infection. And kidney infections, if they're not treated, they can be serious or lead to serious, and they can also kill you. And it was serious, it was bad. I got on antibiotics, started taking them, and like a day or two later, I went back to work. I thought it was taken care of, right? Well, I finished my antibiotics, and it comes right back. I started feeling kind of sick, but I didn't really throw up. I just didn't feel, I felt off. And then I started getting this really, really, really bad kidney pain to where I could barely stand up. I was like almost in tears, and I almost started crying. I actually did start crying in the break room. I just didn't want to cry in front of people because it was a busy night. And I was like, I have to leave because I can barely stand up. And the manager asked me when I was telling her about what was going on. Because I thought it was kidney stones at this point because I was like, it said kidney infection, right? But like, if I took the medicine.
When you have kidney stones, you can get a kidney infection from the stones.
Right.
So, I mean, they're kind of intermingled, but.
Yeah, so I was just like, maybe I have kidney stones because like my kidney was hurting really bad. And, or at least it felt like that. And so I told them, and they're like, yeah, leave early, like, go home. She was actually saying, no, you need to leave, like, that's not normal. I went to the hospital that night, and they put me on antibiotics again. And they, at this point, they were like, well, maybe you still have a little bit of a kidney infection, but, it should be all cleared up, but we'll give you antibiotics again just in case. And, so I was taking those, and then I, went back to work fine. I just had to sit down a couple of times throughout my shift because it would become unbearable for me to stand up for long periods of time. Well, my awesome manager, he came up to me and was like, so did Carly tell you? And I was just like, tell me what? And he was like, I'll just let her talk to you about it. I'll just let her tell you. Because sometimes we talk about the stuff that happened at work because we both knew how shitty of a place it was. And he knew behind fucking closed doors because he was a fucking manager.
Yeah.
So that just tells you right there, if a manager's saying these people aren't right, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, that fucking says a lot. And Carly ends up telling me what fucking happened. And let's just say I was fucking pissed. Like, okay, so I'm gonna have her say because she told her directly. So, like, I don't leave out any of the details because.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this is what she fucking told me. And I'm fucking pissed off who fucking said that shit.
I was pissed off, and it wasn't even about me. Like,
It's like the fact that we're
you're
supposed
my
to
best friend.
Right,
So,
like, we're supposed to look up to you as a manager, and you have the indecency to fucking talk shit about someone who has a medical condition to the point where she could be critical if not taken care of.
She ended up talking to the manager that we're really close with and saying, oh, well, like, she was just basically saying that Angel was basically lying or, being pathetic and that she wasn't having, like, kidney infection problems, that it's because she's dirty and, like, just not doing the things that she should be doing, so she got sick. And I was like, what the fuck? Like,
right.
You dumbass bitch. He also told us that she said that Angel isn't allowed to bring whoever the fuck she wants to the movies, basically.
Yeah, that I should have been fired long time ago.
Yeah, that she should have been fired. She's unreliable.
She should have been
blah,
fucking
blah, blah.
fired.
Right, yeah. All the managers should have been fired and replaced. But, like, she was just, like, bagging on Angel while Angel's in the ER, like, super sick.
Right.
And so Angel, like, texts me and she's like, hey, Rod, hey, our manager just told me to ask you, like, what the other manager said about me. Like, something went down. And I was like, oh, yeah. And I showed her the messages that he sent me, and she, like, fucking got so pissed off. It was hilarious.
And actually, I'm already insecure and have anxiety enough, so I felt like everybody was against me. Everybody was talking shit behind my back, and I felt like my job was threatened because people were talking shit, were like, oh, I don't like you, and blah, blah, blah. And so I didn't feel welcome there at all anymore at this point. So every day that I walked in, I was like, really, I just fucking hate it here. And then after a while, some employees, not all, but some started expecting me to do their job for them. And I was never acknowledged. There was only 2 people that ever told me, hey, you do your job, you do what you're supposed to do, you're a good employee, and I appreciate you. Everybody else, they don't acknowledge shit. And I've been there for over 2 years. I never come into work late unless it's for an emergency. There was even a time that I came into work when somebody fucking died, bawling my eyes out. Just got the news. This guy was like a fucking father to me. And they had the nerve to look me straight in my face like I was disgusting for crying.
Yeah, they tried to write me up when I went to go see my great-grandfather for the last time. They wrote me up because I said, hey, I'm not coming in today, I'm calling in sick. And they were like, bring in a doctor's note, what the fuck ever. Legally, you don't have to bring in a doctor's note unless you're gone for 3 consecutive work days. And it wasn't, I was only gone for 1. This is stated in their handbook, their policy handbook. I read it. They don't assume people are going to read it, but mama didn't raise no bitch. To go see my great-grandfather die, basically. And I come in the next day and they're like, oh, did you bring in your doctor's note? And I was like, no. And they're like, oh, okay, well, we're going to write you up.
It was on a Tuesday. It was pretty busy. It was sold out crowds for it, dude. It was fucking sold out all night. And I was not feeling good. I started to feel symptoms. I thought I had a fever coming in. And I was very lightheaded and I just didn't feel right, nauseated. But I decided to stick it out and get through the night. That night, after I went home, I even let that manager know ahead of time I might not be coming the next day. Get me phone numbers so that I can get someone to cover my shift if I need to. And he was like, yeah, you look like you don't feel good, that's fine. I'll get that for you. So I did that, and I already knew ahead of time that, like a week ago or so, that I was considering leaving for another job. And, so I only had like 2 more days of work, technically. So I really didn't want to leave unless I had to. Like, call off. But your bitch was sick, okay? It was so bad that I didn't even get sleep for 24 hours. I tried to sleep with my mouth open, everything. I could not do anything. I could not sleep at all. Had a fever. I called in. Guess who fucking answers? This fucking cunt by the name of Miss So-and-so. As she answers, she's like, this is blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, hi, this is Angel. I'm really sorry, but I don't think I'll be able to come into work today. And, like, I'm sorry, but, like, I had, like, the flu, and I'm really, really sick. And she went the fuck off. You better have a doctor's note tomorrow. Are you going to have one? And I was like, yeah, I don't have one right now, but I can get one. And she's like, well, you better have one, and it better be in the doctor's liking that you missed work today, because this is pathetic. After I, said okay about the whole doctor's note thing, she didn't even say bye. She hung up on me. Bitch. You don't fucking hang up on me.
Lovely person.
I was just, like, so upset because, one, I was already sick. I had a fucking fever. I didn't feel good. I was nauseated. Call her bawling my eyes out, saying, like, she was so mean to me because, like, my anxiety was already up and that was even more up. And, I was like, no, I just need to quit and all that other shit. Went to the doctor's the next day, and because I was even worse. I was getting worse and worse. Sorry. I was getting worse and worse by the day. So I was just like, fuck it. It's the last day basically anyways. I'm not going in. Like, it's not worth, because I was going to be on floor that night, and I was going to be really overworked, and it was premiere night for a movie. In the morning, she left a voicemail on my phone, saying, like, at like 10 a.m. And she was like, this is Miss So-and-so, we just need to know in your earliest convenience, if you're coming in for your shift or not. And I would appreciate if you called back. And then she'd just be like, bye. She didn't say thanks or anything, or hope you feel better, but she fucking hung up. Like, she's gonna be out there doing the floor or something.
She calls up sick all the time. That's what I don't get.
Yeah.
She's like always missing work. Oh yeah, I threw up once, so I'm not coming in like for the next 2 days.
Yeah, and the other thing, side note, cause I forgot to put this in. She'd always overwork me too. Like whenever she saw me, she'd be like, "Oh, go to this theater right now, and I don't even have my fucking radio on yet. Like, I just fucking came in the door. Like, can you relax?
Right.
Like, really? And, yeah, so I called her back because I had someone to cover my shift. I told her, I was like, yeah, someone's covering my shift. And, she was like, you got a doctor's note and stuff? And I was like, yeah, I do. You know, I don't really gotta fucking bring it in because I didn't buy last fucking day. And, yeah, so I told her, and she was being savvy with me, but she wasn't being mean, but she was like, well, I need to know when, from a doctor, when, it's safe that you come back into work. I was like, I'm not coming back into work though, so. But yeah, so that's basically my story, and well, our story, why she fucking quit, why I fucking quit, and I'm done. Like, I'm about
And there's so much more, so.
Yeah, there's so much more to that. It's not even funny, like, I can't even remember all the shit they freaking did there. It was shitty as fuck.
We've got so many stories, so just stay tuned so that you can hear the bullshit that we went through together.
Yeah. Yeah, so give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe below, again, if you haven't, and again, if you haven't already, please subscribe. And, yeah, share this video with your friends if you enjoyed it and want to fucking share it, go ahead. And, yeah, until next time, we will see you later, and peace out. Bye.